Alright, here's my video of the 24 to 12 volt. This is what they look like. These are resistors or ballasts or whatever. I guess they have a couple different names, I'm not really sure. This takes a 24 volt current. This puts out a 12 volt current. The 24 will come off of this bar, and the 12 volt will lead, that's this red wire here, will lead to the top of your glow plug relay. Mine decided it wanted to catch fire, so I eliminated the 24 volt source coming off of this, and the wire, which is connected to the 12 volt side now, had led into this end here. This ultimately caught fire on the highway. It was smoking really bad. I was fortunate enough to catch it. It's pretty easy to bypass the entire thing. All you have to do is remove this wire from the driver's side, and this is a 12 volt the 12 volt bar here. You just install it here. And another thing I had a problem with is after that had gone bad, it burnt out my relay for my glow plugs, which I have a manual switch for it. It was still clicking when I hit the button, but it did not work. The easy way to test that, if you feel like you have hard start problems or you feel like you have bad glow plugs, is this bottom terminal. You run a jumper cable from this to your positive on your front mounted battery, which should be a 12 volt power source. It's probably better to do with a friend to remove the cable. I had about 3 days of a no start out of it, and as soon as I hooked that cable up to it, it fired up immediately. So I guess after the 24 to 12 volt deal goes bad, it will try to burn out everything else after that by feeding 24 volts to it. Like I said, this was doing the clicking operation. It sounded like it was functioning, but it was not. I believe all of this was due to the starter going bad, which I replaced the starter. I removed the 24 to 12 volt resistor, which is behind this cover here. It gets very, very, very hot, so don't touch it if you've been running your truck at all. And I had replaced this, and now it fires flawlessly. I'll go back in here and I can do this again. And as you can see, I no longer have starting issues pertaining to the glow plug switch or this apparatus here. The glow plugs, all 8 of them, do not need to be functioning for the truck to start. So if you feel like you have a slow start issue, it's more than likely going to be this is going bad, or your glow plug relay needs to be replaced. Since I got this truck, I did those couple of mods. I added another ground strap because I thought, bad ground was going to cause me some problems too. So I went ahead and added that. I did the spin-on filter, and I'm on my 3rd starter. The original I had rebuilt, it lasted about a year. The second one was an AutoZone replacement, which broke in half approximately 3 months after I got it. And before it went, it would take a little bit to crank over, but it was enough to get the truck to fire. And then as soon as I put this last one on here, it seems to be starting normally. So yeah, if you still have one of these, I would get rid of it. You can just eliminate. I just took the wire off of the 24 volt bar that goes to it, and it's probably sitting in the truck somewhere. But Yeah, your glow plug relay, you only need 12 volts to that, which is the top terminal, which you can just bypass this whole mess here, and you can wire it directly, probably off of the same fitting that bolts onto this. I kind of broke this one apart a little bit, but you can just unbolt it to this, slip it directly on that, and your fire hazard will no longer be there. I recommend getting rid of this to anyone who still has this. They don't make these anymore, so you won't be able to replace it unless you spend a lot of money, and there really is no need because the glow plug relay only runs 12 volts. I dropped about 50 bucks on this one. I believe it's for a Dodge diesel. It's actually called a glow plug relay switch for the diesel trucks, and I haven't really had a problem out of it since, and I hope to not have a problem out of it for a very long time. But here's a quick look at the truck. I actually have a voltmeter in here, a digital one, so you can see that the volts are good after all the modifications. I'll get up in here and try this out. So there's the 25. When this resistor went bad, my voltage on my gauge was reading low as I was driving, so we'll kick this back up. I actually have a power inverter in here. I run a couple things off of it. With everything turned off, it should be about 29 volts. Let me shut my stuff off here. Give it a couple revs. That should steady climb to about 29 volts. It does better after you start moving. But when I get on the street, that'll go up to about 29 or so. And hopefully this video will save a lot of people a truck fire or misdiagnosed glow plugs. So I guess thanks for watching.